Good morning. Kian's here. Let me see here. Here's my view. Right. Looks like I am set. Oh, there's our other little guy. Hi there. Good morning. There's the Phillips family. Hey, Dexter. Let's see. We're down to 3 families this week. Do you have all your stuff out, Dex? I see you have your
Yeah.
Wonderful. Hi, Zoe. Good morning. How are you two today? Good. Good. Got your stuff all out. Let's see. Where is Kian? Make sure I have this set up correctly. I don't want it to be muted. Okay, I'll leave that. All righty. I'll wait a couple more minutes for Lily. I know Lily will be in here. I think Kian's brother are on the one screen. We're going to be drawing today, and we're going to be talking about human proportion. That's kind of a big word, proportion. And when we talk about, because we're talking about Degas and his studying on dancers, and he painted lots of dancers. He loved painting people doing things. And so talking about people doing things, we're talking about people, right? And when you learn to draw people or the human body, we divide the human figure or the human body into proportions. And let me get this straight over here.
What's a proportion?
So a proportion is the way we kind of ratios. Another word you haven't probably learned yet, but if we talk about the human body, do you see all these heads in this picture? This person's head is this person's height, how tall he is a proportion of 7.5 heads. Everybody is pretty much the same. Every human body, I think children might be a little different, a little less than 7 heads, and then babies, of course, much smaller. But when we're talking about adult humans, everybody is about 7.5 sizes of their head. So if you measure, let's take a circle of your head and measure it out 7.5 times, you will have your height. Okay, so 7.5 adult heads is about the height of an average human adult. Okay, go ahead. What's up, Zoe?
I got this in my advent calendar.
Let me see.
The elves were pretending to be
They were. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at those. Oh, how cute. That's really cute. Thank you for showing me. Good morning, Lily.
You
Good
want to
morning.
see how many things I got on my advent calendar?
Okay, show me.
I got 4 things. You want to see? Let me.
4. Oh my goodness.
My mom is gonna get them after class.
Okay, okay. You are dressed up as Supergirl today, huh? Yay. All right, so we were just talking about how Degas, this month's artist, Edward Degas, he painted dancers. He really loved painting people doing things. And since he loved dancers, I thought we should talk a little bit about the human body and how we can, just to have something. I know you guys are young, just to have something in your mind for later on when you're drawing, how to proportion a face as well as a whole body. Now, sometimes when, and we're going to do lots of stick figures today. I'm sure you guys have. Hey, there's Zach. Now I see you.
I never did stick figures before, but one of the movies that I watched, he did it. He did his mom as a stick figure, but the other one was cuter.
Oh, good. Good.
Like this.
So I was telling them a minute ago, the word proportion is used a lot in art. It's a big word and it's right here, proportion. And adult human bodies are, their height, how tall they are, is a ratio of 7.5 of their head for their whole body. So if you take your face shape as a grown-up, because this is mostly for grown-up sizes, if you take 7.5 of your heads, that would be a proportion of a human body. Okay, so if you, and we'll go over that in a minute. So someone a little bit shorter is most likely going to have a little bit smaller head. And for adults, primarily, 7.5 of anybody's head is going to show how tall they are. So you can see in this picture I found, this person, you see they drew heads, 7.5 heads. That makes how tall he is. Is that kind of interesting?
I don't get it.
So if we drew this person right here, okay, without looking at the heads over here, if we drew this person to know how tall, to get his correct height, because we'd have to know how long his torso is, how long his arms and legs are, right? To get him pretty accurate, we could draw 7 of his heads, one on top of the other, 7.5. And then we could kind of measure out his body parts, his legs, his torso, which is the upper body. 7.5 of those heads make his height. Now, this person is a little taller than this person, right? This person in the pink purple shirt. So his head is a little bit longer. So his heads are going to be bigger and he's going to be taller. If his head is a little bit bigger, 7.5 of those heads makes his height. Like I mentioned earlier, kids are different. So kids are, I can't remember the portion for kids, but you're always growing, so your proportion is going to change. Babies are only about this big when they're born, right? Let me get in the camera.
Well, I was an early one, so I was smaller.
Oh, you were even smaller, but I bet your proportion was still the same for a new baby. Your head was this big, so many of this.
I was this big.
You were, yeah. So many of heads this size, which is about what you were when you were born, just a few of those would make up how tall you were. Okay. So I know that's kind of confusing stuff, but I want to have that in your heads as you learn about art, okay?
I never knew you had that.
What's that, Lily?
I never knew you had that.
No? Yep. Now here we also can proportion the head, a human head. And something interesting, I'm sure you've drawn lots of people, haven't you? Have you drawn lots of people?
I just drawn one on my paper.
Did you? Good. So when you're drawing a person's head, let's look at the face. It's kind of almost egg-shaped, right? If you go right about in half, right in the middle here is where the eyes will go. So everybody's eyes are in the middle of their head, okay? If you look in the camera, my eyes, I think because I've got hair in the way, from the top of my head to my chin, my eyes are right across the middle. We call that a hemisphere. Okay. Yes, Zoe?
Do I draw that?
We will in a minute. You can just listen right now, okay? Yep, we've got some things that we will draw. So you don't have to draw this picture. I just wanted to show you. So someday when you're in a higher art class, then you'll remember this, I hope. So the eyes, you can see the eyes are right in the middle, right? And the bottom of the nose is normally between the eyes and the chin. That's a more proportion. It's very proportional. If you went halfway between the eyes and the forehead, you would get the center of, or the top of the head, you would get the center of the forehead. Okay. Yes, Lily.
What is a proportion?
A proportion is how you can divide things equally. So like I was talking about, the adult human body is 7.5 sizes of their head. That is a proportion. Okay. And it's hard to understand right now. I know it's a new word for you, but the word proportion is used a lot, especially in figure drawing and art. Okay. So I wanted to just kind of give you a visual of the proportion of a human face while we get into drawing movement and such. So the eyes are about in the middle of the head, right? The bottom of the nose kind of divides the eyes and the chin area, the bottom half of your face. Bottom of the nose is right in the middle between the eyes and the chin. I'm going to go back to the body one more time here. So 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5 of his head shape makes how tall he is, and that is our proportion. Okay. So what we'll do today is I talk a little bit about Degas, this month's artist. I wanted to show you his name. Okay, it looks like Degas, doesn't it? But he's French and we pronounce that Degas. Can you say Degas?
Degas.
Very good. Degas. Degas. So Degas was born way back in the 1800s, 1834. He lived to be 83 years old. So he passed away in 1917. Still a long time ago. That's like what, over 100 years ago. He was a French painter. He was a draftsman, a sculptor, and a graphic artist. So do you know what a draftsman does? No. He is likely to have drawn up plans for houses, for buildings, different things like that. A sculptor, you know what a sculptor does? Make sculptures, right? Yep. Probably out of bronze. Bronze was used a lot for sculpture. Stone was used a lot for sculpture. And he was
What
also,
is bronze?
bronze is
What
a,
is bronze?
bronze is a metal, a really hard metal. It almost looks like gold, but it's not near as shiny as gold. I don't have anything out here that's handy. I have got a couple bronze sculptures out in my other room. Maybe at the end of class, I'll go grab them to show you what a bronze sculpture looks like. So, so he did lots of things. He painted, he made sculptures, he drew up house plans, and he was a graphic artist. I said he was a French painter. He was a French artist. So that means he lived in where? If somebody is French.
France.
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 Yep, very good. Yep.
I really wish we could go to France.
Yeah.
I really want, but my mom said there's a Disney one.
There is, yes. I've been to Paris,
I want
France.
to go to.
Yep. I've been to Paris, France. In fact, I even went to the Louvre, which is a very famous art museum in Paris. I was there way back when I was in college. My mom and I went, and I got to see, oh gosh, have you heard of the Mona Lisa? I think we're going to work on that next. Have you heard of Michelangelo's Mona Lisa painting?
Yeah.
Yes.
I've heard of. I saw the Mona Lisa on many things.
Yeah, I saw it in real life. And it was
I saw the Mona Lisa in one of my movies.
Did you? Yeah. And it was small. It was only like, I mean, it's hard to show on the camera here. It was small. It was not very big. I was surprised. I expected it to be like life size, like huge. It was not very big. It was only a little bit bigger than your canvases that I give you. It was not that much bigger than that. It was very surprising. So, so yes, a lot of people well, back in those days, went to Paris to study different artists and different architecture. And that's where they went to learn to paint. Of course, a lot of people went to Italy, Spain, different other European countries. But Degas went to Paris to study art. Now, initially, we had talked about another artist. Was it Matisse? Now I'm forgetting because we've studied so many. Degas was a lawyer. He studied the law initially when he was a grown-up, and then he ended up turning to art, which I think is fabulous. And he was considered an impressionist, like Monet. You remember Monet? You don't remember Monet? Okay, we'll be studying Monet soon. He's very famous for his water lilies. Were you going to say something, Dex?
Was he the one that cut his ear off?
No, that was Van Gogh.
Oh.
Yep. Monet did lots of nature paintings. And yeah, I forgot. I did that in my grown-up groups. But we'll study Monet. And so he was impressionist, and that's one of my favorite styles of painting, impressionism. So Degas was as well. And like I mentioned earlier, he really liked to study dancers and paint the dancers while they're dancing. It seems like it would be hard to paint someone that's not standing still, isn't it? I don't know how they did it, but they caught, like you can see in the picture right there on the screen, he portrayed dancers stretching on the bar. So we'll talk a little bit more about that particular painting with the dancers in a little bit here. So he mostly liked to paint the dancers, and he also liked to paint the nightlife in Paris. When he was in Paris, lots of the lighting was neat, and he just liked to paint the street life, people in the streets, people sitting in cafes. He liked to paint people. He was most famous, though, for painting ballet dancers. He did lots and lots of ballet dancers. And I will email your parents 3 little videos. One is an animated story, and 2 others are reading aloud a couple of different children's stories using Degas paintings. So you'll see lots of dancers in those. So I hope your folks can show you those YouTube links that I will send in an email later, okay? You have another question, Zoe?
I used to be a ballet dancer.
Did you? Oh, wonderful. Lily?
I did a lot of them. I
you?
did ballet, I did tap dancing, and I did jazz.
Wow, busy. Wonderful. Yeah, Zoe?
I also did tap dance.
You did too? Oh, wonderful. Yes, I did acrobatics and gymnastics when I was a kid. So that's still moving your body, isn't it? Yep, those are all ways to move your body. And it's not easy to show movement on paper because it is 2-dimensional. It's a flat piece of paper. Human bodies are not flat, right? They have dimension. And so we will talk a little bit. I want you to get you have your journals out and your pencils? Perfect. So go to the next page. You still have lots of pages left in your book, right? You have several pages. Looks like it.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. So we're going to talk, and I'll talk a little bit more about Degas here, but let's get some drawing. Let's get started drawing. I'm going to use my Sharpie because it shows up better on here. I think I need to turn it. But you guys use your pencil, and we're going to, let's see. So I'm going to show you with stick people because you're going to make these yourself. So you can kind of copy me. I'll make sure my light is on here bright enough. And we're going to show with a stick person how to show the bended arms and legs of somebody walking, okay? So when we show someone walking, usually the torso or the upper body is pretty straight up and down, okay? So let's draw a circle for a head, okay? Start with a circle.
Teacher, I only have 3 more pages.
Oh no, I might have to make you some more, huh? That's okay. I'll get some, I think I wasn't sure how much you guys would use pages for drawing, and I probably should have added more. So I will make you another one and you can write book number 2 or journal number 2 on it, okay? Okay, so does everybody have a circle for a head? Yep, all right, perfect. Now we're going to make a line for the body, just a line straight down from the head, okay? Not too long. You have another question, Zoe? Go ahead.
I think I made a stick figure before.
Yeah, okay, good. So this person, this little figure, we're going to show walking. Like I mentioned, the upper body is pretty straight up and down. So a head, directly below the head is the body going straight down, okay? We can show arms when we're walking. Our arms are bent, aren't they? Yep, kind of like that. So we're going to show a bended arm for one arm. Can you do that? Starting from kind of where the neck would be, where we started the body line. I'm going to make a bent, kind of a backwards L shape, okay? That is one arm. Another arm, because when you're moving, one arm is in front, one arm goes to the back, okay? We're going to put one arm bent this way. Okay. And now we're going to show two legs moving. Now they're not going to be as far apart as if you were running. We'll show running in just a minute. So the legs are bent at the knee like that. The front leg that took a step forward. And then the second leg will just come right down here and bend that knee too, okay? Might look kind of funny, but I think you'll get the idea that we have bent arms. Very good. Yep, see, you got it. Good job. How's yours, Lily? Very good. Yep, it looks like someone's moving. Someone's on the move on your page. So what I want you to notice though is someone walking is standing upright. Let me see. Good job. Good job, Dex. All right, so let's draw somebody running, okay? Little bit different, just a little bit. So let's draw a circle for a head. And you can fit all these on your page. So when someone is running, their upper body is leaned forward. And the best way to show someone running is leaning them forward. We're going to make the body at a diagonal. See how this one is straight up and down? This one, I will turn my pen so you can see the direction. It went from here to here. All right, so make a diagonal line, just a straight line, a little bit to the right, okay? All right, so that's the torso, that's the upper body. Now we're going to show the arms again. So if you're running though, your arm's probably gonna go out a little bit further. So we're going to make a little bit more straightened arm. Like that. And the back arm is probably raised up a little bit higher. So a little different than our person walking, okay? And for his legs, let's make a bent knee here. Yeah, very good. And this knee is going to be a little further back and bent there. Do you see the difference from someone walking to running? Very good. Yes. Yep. You got it. Good job. Yep. Very good. Good job, Zoe. All right. So you can see there's a little bit different shape of the body when you're running from when you're walking. Something else we're going to try here. How about somebody swimming? So it was not easy to draw someone as a stick figure swimming, but we're going to do our best here. So I decided to make a head. So draw your circle for the head. And we have the torso. The body goes straight out this way because you're horizontal if you're swimming, right? If you're kicking and paddling across the water. And then one arm is going to be bent up, right? So if you're swimming, you are going like that, right? So there's a bent arm going from the body line up to the elbow and in front of the head. You see that? And then the other arm, so if one arm is stretched out front, the other arm is stretched out back, bent. So let's show that by where the arm here, where it meets right here. We're gonna go up, make an elbow here, and just have an arm go down. It looks kind of funny right now, but it's okay. So an elbow and straight down. And then we need to show some legs kicking in the water, right? All right, so let's show some knees. Your knees are bent when you're kicking in the water usually, right? Yep, they're going like this, flip, 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 flip to kick you across the water. So we'll show a bent knee here and another bent knee here. And then to show water, because it almost looks like they fell down on their face, doesn't it? We have to show some water. So let's do a little water, and I'm going to make little waves. You can do something like this. I'm going to do this. Shoot, a curved wave. Shoot. Like that. That's showing some water. So it kind of looks more like someone is swimming in water, right? There you go. You got it. Very good. Good. Okay, so we've got someone walking, running, and swimming, all showing movement. And that is our key thing for learning about Degas. Very good, Lily. Good job. So Degas painted movement. And we're learning to draw movement. The best way to learn to paint movement is by drawing movement, right? Make sure I keep this in the screen. Okay. So I've got a few other little pictures here. And let's think about, how about someone doing a handstand? Can you do a handstand out in the yard? Have you done that before? When you put your hands down on the ground and kick your feet up? Some kids have done it. Yes, Zoe?
Yes. I can do a backflip, but not a handstand.
No? Okay.
Well, last time I did it, I fell.
Oh, no. I probably would have too.
I don't like doing handstands.
All right, so we don't have to do a handstand. Let's draw a handstand. That's easier, huh? Probably. So we're going to start with a circle for a head. And it's always best to, when you're drawing a figure, start with the head and work down. So actually we're going to work up because he's upside down. So, but start with the head. All right, so here's a circle for a head. We'll draw a line for the torso, the upper body, and we need legs. Unless you're really good in gymnastics, your legs are probably bent a little bit. So I'm going to show 2 bent legs. Okay, and then he can't be standing right on his head. That wouldn't feel very good. He needs some arms, right? So let's bring some arms down a little bit past his head, okay? His arms are longer than his head. If you put your arms out, you've got a lot of space between the end of your head and your hands. Very good. Yep. So does that look like he's doing a handstand? Yep. Very good. You got this. Good job. All right. How about someone doing archery? Do you know what archery is? Bow and arrow. Yeah.
Yes. Lord of the Rings. I hope for Christmas I get one a toy one.
Do you? Oh, you want one? Do you?
A toy one. There's toy ones for kids.
Wow. Oh, that's cool.
I hope I get one for Christmas.
Oh, wow. How neat. You'll have to show us when we come back in January. So.
Well, I'll get it for Christmas, so I'll send you a picture what it looks like.
Okay, wonderful. All right, so showing someone shooting a bow and arrow. They're using a bow and arrow. What are we going to start with? The head, a circle head. Very good. So let's start with a circle. And make his torso. We need legs. And usually if you're in the correct stance to shoot a bow and arrow, you have one leg bent. Okay. And you can be down. One can be down on the ground, knee, like that. So we're showing this person, this stick figure, kneeling on the ground with one knee bent. And we're going to make the bow. So the bow is going to be taller than his head. We're going to start up here and make a half circle. Can you make a half circle right to his, just past his leg? Yeah. And then I'm going to make another matching half circle. And then a line coming down. So it's not really going into the head, but it's going behind him. Okay. And then one arm is holding it stretched out. And the other arm would be kind of back with the, let's see, the back of the arrow. Okay. So how's everybody's bow and arrow person, the archery looking? Pretty close. You got it, Zach? Good. You got it. Yep. Very good. All righty. So the next one, how about a sword fighter? Someone using a sword.
Yeah.
Yeah? All right. We have to start with our circle. Like that. And then a torso. Remember, the upper body is called your torso. Let's make a couple legs, because if you're moving, your knees are going to be bent, right? So here's a couple bent knees. And usually if you're holding a sword with one arm, the other arm is behind you. So here's the arm behind, and here's the arm in front. And then we'll make a simple sword. We're going to make a line cross like that. And a long pointy object. So this could be someone sword fighting or fencing. Are you familiar with the sport fencing? It's a long, super long.
Fencing is when you put all your swords in.
Yep, exactly. It's a very, very long, pointy sword when you're fencing. So this is not a super long sword, but you kind of have the idea that it's someone is sword fighting, right? Yep. Okay, this will be a fun one. Watch this one. All right, circle. Let's see if you can guess it. See what they're doing. Okay, circle for the head, a line for the torso. We've got one arm stretched out this way. One arm stretched out this way. So one in forward, one in the back. Two legs, knees straight this time. And, okay, see what you think. See if you can guess. So make a line at the bottom of the feet and make it a wider line like that. Yeah? Do you know yet?
Surfing.
Oh, very close. We're not done yet. We need two little circles.
Skateboard.
Skateboard. You got it, Dexter. There. Someone skateboarding. Okay, so we've got the arms, the legs. We've got a line. We made actually a narrow, a very skinny box down here with two circles for wheels. So what do you think? Does it look like someone skateboarding? I thought so. Good job. Yep, very good. All right, we have two more things to show motion, okay? Someone moving. Let's see if you can figure this one out. I don't think my drawing was near as good as the picture I saw, but we'll start with a circle. Let's see if you can guess. Oops, move it over. Okay, we've got, in this position, the body is kind of going this way, okay? The torso is going this way. And then you need one bent arm, two bent arms, a bent knee.
No, already. I know already.
Push up. Push up. Push up.
No.
I knew.
Close, but no. And then here's a bent knee. Okay, like I said, it's not the greatest stick picture, but how about a baby crawling? Look, does it kind of look like a baby? So instead of someone running, we're kind of lean forward. Babies are really lean forward when they're down on hands and knees, aren't they? Right? So we've got the head, the stick for the body. We have two bent elbow arms. We've got two bent knees. And it kind of looks like a baby crawling, kind of the position. And then one more thing, we're going to show motion that you might have done this before, drawing different pictures. Have you ever shown, let's see, if you're drawing a picture with a ball to make it look like it's moving, have you ever done this? Let's think of a baseball. It has stitches on these lines. And have you ever done that to show a ball moving through the air? In animation, well, not really with animation, but if you're drawing cartoon characters, they will use lines like that to show movement of an object through the air, which you can't see it. You can't see the air, you can't see the movement, but if you're doing two-dimensional drawing, flat paper, you can show a ball moving through the air like that. Very good. Yes, wonderful. Good job. Wow. Good. Okay, so when you're drawing your pictures, and let's say you're making something with some people or your family, maybe playing kickball, this is one way you can show like a ball moving through the air, is showing these lines. All right. Now, how are we doing on time? All right, we got about 20 minutes. So let's, you can turn your paper over, and I have to grab another paper here. Let me get my other clean paper. All right. When I use the Sharpies, it goes right through, so you can still see that. So I'm going to move that. We're going to practice drawing some dancers. And let me talk a little bit more about Mr. Edward Degas. Let's see. So he was very interested in painting dancers, but especially painting movement, people moving their body, or the human figure in motion. He also liked to paint traveling. So probably landscapes, things that he saw while he was going to different places. And he did study, so he's from France, right? He studied in Italy, another European country that's shaped like a boot. Have you seen that on the map? The country Italy, where he studied, is shaped like a boot on the map. And you can look at that on a globe or a map that you have at home. So he went to Italy to learn more about painting. And when he first started painting, he was doing history.
Do I see my map of the United States?
You have, oh, you do have one. Oh, very good.
It has all the countries.
All the states, doesn't it?
I am right here in this one.
You're right. Yep. So, so he painted things from history. Okay. Initially, he painted things from history before he got into painting dancers. And he ended up focusing on just dancers because they were more interesting, I guess. He also liked photography. Does anybody else like taking pictures? I like photography. Do you take your mom's phone or your dad's phone and start clicking away? That's fun. So he studied photography as well, but he especially liked painting people moving or people in their profession. So someone ironing clothes for a job, he liked to paint that. Maybe teaching, somebody doing something, motion, people moving. When he became older, he ended up going blind, so he couldn't see. And I mentioned earlier, he died when he was 83. So he lived a pretty long life. So we've got lots of artwork that we can study of Degas. So let's look at dancers. I'm not going to show you my paper yet. I'm going to draw it down here. Let me get my paper straight. All right. So when you think of a ballet dancer, are they standing up straight with their arms down? Oh, good. Good job, Zoe. Dancers aren't usually standing straight with their arms down, legs straight. Their arms are up, different motions, right? So let's practice. We're going to do a couple drawings here. So let's start with a circle. Okay. There's a head. And they're often upright, so their torso is straight up and down. So we'll do a straight line down. And the arms are usually up over their head, kind of like, do you girls remember the ballet poses? I can't remember. I learned them once. So one, I think first position, your arms are out front. Another position is arms over your head. So let's make the arms over the head. They will bend at the elbow and go up.
I know. I remember them.
You do?
One like this. One like this.
Yep, there you go.
One like.
I think out.
This?
Yeah. Yep. So this position. Yes, yep, exactly. So this position, whichever position it is, the arms are up over the head. So bend the elbows here and go up past the head because our hands are longer than our head. And then we'll show legs. We're going to show curved legs a little bit, okay? Because it'll look a little more like a dancer legs. So we're going to, from the end of your body stick here, we're going to go out a little bit and over, okay? Make kind of a half circle. That's one leg. The other leg, we're going to go out and they're going to cross, okay? So it kind of looks like the stick figure of a dancer. Are you having trouble, Lily? This one gets a little bit harder, but just do your best,
it
okay?
It doesn't look like one of those moves.
It doesn't. Okay, we're going to pretend then, okay? All right, so there's one position. Now we're going to add on to that a little bit, all right? So let's put, I think you can kind of color this in. We're going to make the arms, we're going to add on to this. So we're going to make the arms wide. Let's make a little more of a two-dimensional arm. We're just going to use the point for fingers, okay? And then this side, do the same. So they're not quite so sticky with just sticks. They're a little bit thicker. And then the body, we're going to bring a line here. Because your upper body is usually wider than your waist. And it goes narrower at the waist, okay? Now we're going to add a skirt. We're going to add a ballet skirt to this figure. So let's go make an umbrella shape. Does everybody know what an umbrella shape looks like? So I'm making a wide umbrella. Think of a wide umbrella, okay? Make some points. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, there's a ballet skirt. We're going to make the legs a little bit wider, and I hope this starts. You're getting there. You're getting there. I know this is hard. All right, so one leg we're going to make wider. Can you make that? And then a point, so it looks like the dancer's on their toes. And that's called point. When you dance on your toes with point shoes. Yep. All right, and then this foot is a little bit different. We're gonna make it wider over here, make a heel, and then pointed on the toes there. All right. So we're getting there. About 10 more minutes. So let's work on the picture. See the drawing on your canvas and then the picture that's on the screen? We're going to do our best and draw those dancers, okay? Do your best. I know it's hard. It's really hard to draw, to paint people, let alone draw them. So let's start with the first one here. We're going to start with her head. We have two dancers. See on the screen? We're going to remake that drawing right there. So there's a head. And to make the torso, we're not going to do a stick figure this time. See how we made this dancer's body wider and it got narrower at the waist? We're going to do that. So we're going to make some shoulders. So can you make a line like that? Yeah. And this arm is going to come down. So we're actually looking at the back of this dancer. This is the back of her. And her arm is coming down and over. Can you do that? Her head is probably a little bit small, but it's okay. It's that whole proportion thing. It takes a lot of practice. All right, let's draw a line here and a crease for the elbow and like that. Can you do that? We're making her arm bent behind her. So you can kind of picture it. You can see the picture. Can you bend your arm behind you? Yep. That's kind of what she's doing. Her arm is bent behind her, okay? All right, so we're gonna have this shoulder, and we don't really see the arm in this painting. We don't see the arm, we just see the shoulder and her back. And then over here, we're going to make a skirt. So let's do the zigzag skirt like an umbrella, like we did on the first one. So just some zigzags, zoom, zoom, zoom. It looks like a pretty ballet skirt. Just a few, because you see in the picture, the girl that's closer to us, the girl in front, her skirt is taking up more of the space, okay? I know this is kind of hard. Bear with me, okay? Practice helps. So here's part of her skirt. And we're going to make, do you see a leg in the picture there with the yellow background? She has a leg up on that bar. You see that leg? So it's going like this. I'm going to draw the knee, her knee, like that. And there's a straight bar that goes across, okay? So there's a line here. And this is just for practice. This is just practice. So she has one knee up here, but the picture cuts off, so we don't see the rest of her leg. So we don't care about the rest of her leg, okay? So she's got a bent knee up on the bar. And We're going to start on the dancer that's in the front. Okay. Is it too hard? Is it too hard? Okay, just do your best, okay? Let's just draw one more dancer in front of this dancer. So right here, I'm going to make another head, and it's about even to where the shoulder of the other dancer is. So here's the shoulder. You come over here and make a head. Straight over from this dancer's shoulder, we have another dancer. That's her head. We're going to make a neck and shoulders. Can you do that? Yes.
I'm going to go back there.
Okay. All right. So we've got a head. We've got the shoulders of this dancer in the front. We're going to, let's bring her body, her upper body, like that, okay? Get 2 lines. That's her torso. And again, when you see in the picture, we only see part of her arm. We don't see her hand and the rest of her legs. So this arm is going to come, it's all stretched out. Can you stretch an arm out like that? A little bit bend in the inside of the elbow. And this one, this arm, there's an elbow and the rest of the arm. Okay. And then we have her skirt. Okay, we're going to do some more zigzags. We're going to make a skirt, and then we need to have her legs sticking out. Do you see her legs sticking out of the skirt there? I can't point to it in the picture. Yeah, you're back? Okay, good. So we made the arm.
The couch.
Okay, we made her arm stretched out like that. We're going to make her skirt like an umbrella on both sides. Okay. And let's just kind of make it like that. Kind of zigzags. Make it however you like to make it look like a pretty ballerina skirt. Like that, okay. Almost looks like a grass skirt. Did I make a grass skirt on her? Okay. And then we've got, so we did this arm stretched out, and we need to show the bar. So that is a bar what ballet dancers put their feet up on, or they hold to do different positions. We've got the bar on this side of this dancer. We're going to go straight over, and we see the bar on this side. And her other leg, this dancer's leg, is up on this bar. So make a bar that she's leaning on as best you can. And you can see her leg is coming out from the skirt like that. All right. And then the picture's cut off. So that's where we're going to leave that. Okay. So we're just going to do a couple legs. We've got one dancer's leg here. They both have a leg on the bar and one down on the ground, standing up. So let's make the left dancer have a foot coming down from her skirt. Okay, there's one leg, one's here and one's up here. All right, and this girl, she's got one leg up here, and we need one more down here. So right here, I'm going to go down, make a foot and a heel, just to show that her foot is going in this direction, okay? And then we'll finish with an arm. Let's get her arm in, and it's bent in front of her, so we need to make an elbow. like that. Okay, I know this one is harder. I just want you to show, I want to give you an idea of how your body parts are moving, how they're shaped when you are moving. So dancers are going to have, often have bent arms and knees unless they're doing very good. See, you got it. Good job. Good job. Very good. You did good. You did very well. So yes, I just want you to see that your arms and legs are moving when you're doing different positions, different movements. Yes, Zach? Good job, Zoe. I'm sorry, what's that?
I need to leave.
You have to go now? Okay. All right. Thank you. Next week we will paint, okay? All right. I've got a couple more minutes. If Zach has to leave, he can leave. So this is just showing how the body looks when you're moving, all right? Because Degas painted dancers. I wanted you to have a little practice painting dancers in some different positions and showing you different ways to show movement on a piece of paper, okay? It's kind of hard to show movement on a flat piece of paper, but showing bent arms and legs, it gives the look of somebody moving, doesn't it? Okay. Well, did you learn something today? It was a little bit harder, isn't it? Yeah, you've had a little bit of practice drawing.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good. So you've had some practice drawing now. And next semester in the January and into spring, I'm going to have you drawing more on your canvas yourself. So I won't be giving you all the lines. I want you to practice drawing the lines yourself. All right. You can tell your parents, I am going to send an email out shortly as soon as I get the recording of this put on YouTube for people that might have missed. Or if you want to go back and watch it. And I will type this in email, but this top one, Art with Maddie, and let me put it here. Art with Maddie and Dada is an animation. It's like a cartoon about Degas and paintings. And then the other two are actually someone reading the story, showing the pictures on each page. And you get to see lots of more pictures that Degas painted. So ask your parents if they can help you see these, okay? These are on YouTube. They're kid friendly. And next week, we are going to paint these dancers, okay? All right, well, that is all I have for today. I know Zach had to leave early. Do you guys have any questions about anything?
Thank you.
Thank you. And me and Dexter were in gymnastics too.
You were. I love gymnastics.
I forgot to say I'm also in gymnastics.
Goodbye.
You are? Are ya? Okay,
Goodbye.
great.
Thank you. Goodbye.
All right. Bye, kids. I'll see you next week. Thank you.